Good afternoon, Malacañang Press Corps. Busy Monday. Welcome sa press briefing ni Presidential Spokesperson Harry Roque. Good afternoon, sir.
Happy Monday, Pilipinas. Happy Monday, Malacañang Press Corps. Well, as you know, the Special Assistant to the President, SAPGO, appeared today before the Senate. And I think although the hearing is still ongoing, it's very clear that no less than former FOIC Mercado cleared SAPGO from any involvement in this frigate deal. He affirmed before the Senate that SAPGO has not had any opportunity to communicate with him at any time at all on this frigate deal, which leads us to the question, where did two media outlets get their information that SAPGO intervened? I'm sure there are other issues that will be addressed as the Senate continues its investigation, but the primary intention of this hearing was to determine if there was any intervention from SAPGO, and I think it's very clear that although the hearings are still continuing, it's very clear that there was no such intervention on the part of SAPGO. Having said that, let me now go to the good news, the Monday good news. No? On negosyo loans for soldiers, we are pleased to announce that the Department of Trade and Industry has signed last week equity loan agreements with soldiers or families of wounded in action or killed in action soldiers. The Wounded in Action, Killed in Action Loan Program is under the government's overall Pondo sa Pagbabago at Pag-asensa or P3 program. It is a special 50 million loan package of the President where soldiers will be able to borrow a total of 100,000 or less, which are interest-free if fully paid within 2 years. Beyond the 2-year term, borrowers will only have a 2% annual interest rate. DTI has already released loans worth 902,000 to 13 wounded in action or killed in action beneficiaries as of 9 February. The loans may also be used for business endeavors such as hog racing, rice trading, food stalls, sari-sari stores. More good news, scholarship programs for medical students and midwives are now available in 3 partner schools in Cebu and the Visayas. According to the Department of Health, for medicine course, 2 slots are available at the University of Cebu Medical Center in Mandaue City, while 4 slots at the Southwestern University in Urgelio, Cebu City. For midwifery, on the other hand, it is offered at the University of Bohol in Tagbilaran City. Qualified scholars for the Medicine Scholarship Program are entitled to receive more than 30,000 package, which include allowances for books, uniform, miscellaneous, transportation, lodging, living subsidy, and an annual premium for PhilHealth. Qualified scholars for the Midwifery Scholarship Program are entitled to a book allowance worth 10,000 for every semester and uniform allowance at 2,500 annually. For interested applicants, they will have to apply direct to the partner schools, which set their own list of requirements. Finally, response to the headline yesterday in one of the dailies, the Duterte administration has certainly not given up too much, too early, too soon in its relation with China, nor has China gained more than us. On the contrary, we have upheld our national interests and produced tangible benefits for our people in pursuing friendly and mutually beneficial ties with China. Our people have been able to resume their right to fish in Scarborough, and there is peace in the region. This is over and above the increased arrivals of Chinese tourists as well as investments from mainland China. We have said in numerous occasions that we will continue to defend our sovereignty and sovereign rights when we discuss our territorial and maritime disputes with China, while maximizing the benefits of our people by promoting economic and other relations with China in which there are no contentious issues between us. One last point perhaps on the hearing. The point was made that at the time of the SOBE, or the submission of the bids, there was no price difference in the CMS between Tacticus and Hanwha. However, that offer was good only for 120 days. There was a 4-month delay when we entered into the contract, and therefore the price guarantee, which was good only for 120 days, did not bind the supplier. By the time the contract was signed, there was already confirmed price increase of $7 million each for the 2 frigates. Questions, please.
Vic Suminta.
Happy birthday
Microphone, please. Happy birthday,
to
Vance.
our millennial.
Centenarian.
Ako millennial. Yes, sir.
Secretary, good afternoon. Kanina po doon sa hearing sa Senado, halos lahat ng cabinet officials ay nandun po nagbigay ng suporta kay Sap Bongo. Pinanood ba ni Presidente yung hearing kanina?
Well, narito na po si Presidente sa Malacañang. No? So, hindi ko lang po sigurado kung napanood niya from the beginning. But I'm sure he's monitoring.
Okay. Another question, sir. Doon sa hearing kanina, ano bang pinag-uusapan talaga doon sa controversial doon sa deal na yon? Yung kabuuan ng presyo ng frigates na dalawa o yung sa CMS lang?
Hindi po. Ang pinag-uusapan po yung paghihimasok di umano ni SAPGO. So malinaw po si SAPGO, fake news po yan. At nakalulungkot na dito po sa press room natin lumabas yan. Although, nauna daw ang isang online na newspaper na ibalita yan. No? So,
Defense report.
Vic Suminta, please.
yeah, anyway, it's very clear that everyone who was involved in the project cleared Bongo of any involvement in this frigate issue. So sa amin po, lalo na yung mga taga-Malacañang na colleagues po ni SAPGO, importante po yon na nalinis naman yung pangalan ni SAPGO. Now, ang mga pinag-uusapan po ngayon dyan is yung CMS, no? Kung bakit ang linagay ay yung Korean, samantalang ang gusto daw ng mga taga-Navy ay yung Tacticus. Pero lininaw naman po yan, no? Na by the time we entered into the contract, hindi na po magkapareho ang presyo ng Hanwha at saka ng Tacticus. Nag-expire na po yung guaranteed price na inoffer ng Hyundai, and by the time we had entered into the contract, they were not bound by the same price, no, because it was only good for 120 days and we failed to enter into the contract within 120 days. So nagkaroon na po ng pagtaas ang Tacticus, at ang sabi naman nila, kung gugustuhin nyo, magbabayad kayo ng $7 million more for each, $7 million for each frigate, or $14 million additional. And I do not know if you heard, but Secretary Jokno expressed the learned opinion that you cannot do that after the bidding. No? So, but in any case, the point that they have been stressing is that both CMS were pre-qualified. So, ibig sabihin yun, sa bidding naman, hindi nag-identify ng brand name. Basta running shoes yan. No? Ang analogy is, yung analogy nga ni Foy kanina was between Adidas and Nike. No? Basta ang sinabi nila rubber shoes sa bidding, no? At hindi naman nag-identify ng brand. So pareho were pre-qualified. Of course, the Navy could use either. While there is a preference, you're limited by the reality that by the time we contracted, napaso na po yung price guarantee that originally offered by Hyundai.
One last point on my part, Secretary. Kanina full force po kayo. Mayroon po bang instruction si Presidente na
Wala
full
po.
force?
Talaga pong voluntary naman kami nagpunta. No? I feel that to give this press briefing is really my main job. That's why I came back to do the briefing. But I'm going back to show my solidarity with SAPGO.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, questions? Birthday girl, you have question? O Joseph Morong?
Yeah, birthday girl, like way. And once in top 1,000 years, so. Ayan.
Sir, if you will be questioned during the Senate hearing. No, if you will be questioned, how will you identify SAPGO to them?
Describe, no?
Describe.
Well,
Yeah.
I know SAPGO as a person of integrity. His main wish is to serve the president and this country. I think financially he is very comfortable, coming from a very wealthy background himself. He has no desire to amass material wealth. And in the few months that I have worked with him very closely, what I do note is that he is absolutely loyal to this president. And he's also fearful of this president, so he will not try anything.
Rose Novenario.
Hi sir, good afternoon.
Yes,
Sir,
Rose.
kanina nung bago matapos yung hearing, may binanggit si SAPGO na para may pinatutungkulan siya na antayin nyo yung inyong panahon, masyado kayong nagmamadali. bababa kami sa 2020 at uuwi na sa Davao. Sino ho kaya yung pinatutungkulan niya?
I'm sure yung mga gahaman sa kapangyarihan na hindi makaantay sa susunod na eleksyon na gusto nang paalisin ng presidente samantala may mandatong presidente hanggang 2022.
Opposition?
Well, yung mga kritiko, yung mga hindi makapag-antay po. Yung mga nananaginip ng another people power na para makaupo yung kanilang gusto maging presidente. Hindi po ganun ang demokrasya sa Pilipinas. May termino po yan, mag-antay tayo.
Thank you.
Okay, questions, MPC? Severino Monte?
Sir, I think there was this interview yesterday kay Senator Trillanes, and there was insinuation that it's not actually SAP Bongo, but it's with imprimatur of a higher official. So apparently, there was an insinuation. It was really the president who ordered Bongo to ask the ND regarding that frigate issue.
Ang hamon po kay Senator Trillanes, ilabas ang ebidensya. Nakapagtanong na po siya, wala naman siya linabas na ebidensya. Napakadali po magbato ng ganyang mga paratang, napakahirap magprueba. Huwag po nating gamitin sana yung ating mga opisina sa gobyerno para magpakalat ng mga bagay-bagay na wala namang katotohanan. Kung may katotohanan po, ilabas ang ebidensya. Kaya nga po lumabas dun si SAPGO para harapin at sagutin kung may ebidensya. Wala naman po. Puro paratang lamang.
Joseph Morong?
So just to belabor the point, no? That letter that SND gave, from the palace to SND for the review, what was the nature of that letter?
Well, kung babasahin niyo po yung letter, nagja-justify kung bakit Hanwa nga ang gagamitin, no?
And the letter
para
came from
sa yung combat CMS, no? Well, hindi po malinaw kung saan nanggaling yung letter na yun So dahil nga po white paper lang yun, no? Pero gayunpaman, no, lahat naman po yan ay pinag-aaralan ng PMS. Kaya alam niyo naman po, dito kapag tayo nagpe-press conference, kayo nagbabalita, may reklamo laban sa ganyan. Ang palagi kong sagot sa inyo, dahil natanong nyo na rito sa media, I'm sure pag-aaralan na rin yan ng PMS. Wala naman po nakakalusot na bagay na reklamo na hindi na pagbibigyan ng pansin ng ating PMS. And I think everyone in this room is a witness to that. Kasi may mga opisyales na miski walang formal complaint dahil lumabas ang complaint sa media, napag-aralan naman po at nagkaroon ng desisyon ng ating presidente.
Why is that not an intervention from the palace perspective?
Because there was already a decision on what CMS to use. It has always been Hanwa, although there was always a continuing preference for Tacticus, but by which time it was impossible to supply it without a price increase. So we could have insisted, except that you needed authority from higher ups for you to deviate from the terms of the bidding. Kasi parang you're changing the terms of the bidding after the bid was already conducted. No? So kaya yun po ang dahilan na hindi po pwedeng mabago yung presyo.
And as per testimony of the SND, tinuloy lang, di ba? They just signed, ministerial ba yan?
Alam niyo po, ministerial yan because the law is very clear. I will read to you the provision of 9184. No? And unfortunately, none of them were able to read it, so I will read it to you now. The provision of 9184 is clear. These are the only instances when you can refuse to sign the contract. No? And this is Section 41, Reservation Clause. The head of the agency reserves the right to reject any and all bids, declare failure of bidding, or not award the contract in the following situation. If there is prima facie evidence of collusion between appropriate public officers or employees of the procuring entity or between the BAC or any of the bidders. Wala nang pong ganyan. If the BAC is found to have failed in following the prescribed bidding procedures, wala naman pong ganyan. Wala nga nagprotesta. Wala pong protesta rito, no? And number C, for any justifiable and reasonable ground where the award of the contract will not redound to the benefit of the government. And how will it not redound to the government when, in the first place, we badly need to beef up our capacity to defend our national territory and areas where we have sovereign rights. Yan lang po ang mga dahilan para hindi dapat pirmahan yung notice of award pagkatapos po na nagkaroon na ng bidding at meron nang na-determine na lowest responsive bid.
Just one last question, sir. Is Mercado insisting on Tacticus, and why is he insisting as such?
I was hoping that I could bring the documents here proving that he has even gone on trips to the office of Tacticus, no? But I failed to get it because the people in the Navy were still testifying. But perhaps tomorrow, I will get the documentary evidence that his interest in Tacticus goes beyond the reputation of Tacticus, that he has actually made several trips to the corporate headquarters of Tacticus. And of course, we don't know why he made these trips to the Tacticus office.
Okay,
Sir,
thank-
because I have it, I have somebody who I talked to. The letter is from Hanwha defending themselves, I think.
Which one?
The letter that started in that originated in Malacañang. I think it's a letter
I
from
do
Hanwha
not know.
defending itself.
I do not know where the letter came from, because Secretary Lorenzana was handed that letter in the premises of Malacañang, but he's not sure where it came from. But if you read the letter, it defends the choice of Hanwha. You're correct there. But we do not know where the letter came from.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, Raymond Tinasa.
Sir, sticking to the contract, regardless of whether it's a fake news or a twisted news. But was there actually a crime or anomaly being consummated or about to be committed with that alleged negotiation or alleged intervention of Secretary Bongo?
Wala nga pong intervention eh.
No. Regardless, was there a crime being consummated or a crime of corruption or anomaly?
Well, sabihin po natin na nagpadala nga ang PMS nag-refer ang PMS sa bagay na yan, explain naman po ng PMS, trabaho po nila yan. They get 22,000 communication. And in case of complaint, they have to furnish the line agency. At ganyan din po ang trabaho ko dito. Pag may nagpapadala sa akin ng letters, ang dami rin po nagpapadala sa akin ng letters, I have no choice but to refer it to the line agency because unfortunately, we have no portfolios here.
So, referring or endorsing a complaint or a document to the concerned agency is but irregular.
It's not a crime po. In fact, it is in performance of our duty. If we don't refer it or if we don't act on it, it will be a crime under the Salonga Law, the Code of Conduct for Public Officials.
Thank you, sir.
Okay, questions? Jopel?
Sir, si Senator Grace po, magpapatawag din daw ng next hearing at ipatatawag ang Rappler and Inquirer. Dadalo po ba ang cabinet officials and especially Sec Bongo?
Hindi ko po alam kung mag-iimbita si Senator po, but I have gone on record that if it becomes a law, I will be personally the one to challenge it in the Supreme Court. And resign. I will of course resign. I cannot sue unless I resign. Yes, but kasi the last time, yung resignation lang no? Hindi nyo naman sinabi ko ako magre-resign so I could sue because of course I cannot sue unless I'm a private individual, no? But clearly, that law of Senator Po is one which is proscribed by the Constitution. No law shall be passed abridging freedom of expression nor freedom of the press. That is a law that infringes on freedom of expression. And number two, nakita nyo na why there is no basis for distinction na ang pinag-iinitan gobyerno lang. Because in this instance, napatunayan na po ito. Fake news yon na naghimasok si Sapgo.
So sir,
diba?
Follow.
Bakit kapag ganyan, kapag periodista na supposedly professional and should have full commitment to the truth, ayaw niyang parusahan. Yung mga amateurs na hindi nga professional, na wala pang editorial control, yun ang gusto niyang parusahan. Yan po yung sinasabi ko kung bakit it violates Equal Protection Clause.
Sir, so sinasabi niyo sir na walang intervention na nangyari. Hingi po ba tayo ng public apology?
Ako nga yung aking report sa Benham Rights, wala naman ako apology nakuha, no? Letter to the editor lang. Hello, anin ko naman yung letter to the editor na yan, no? Pinablish lang nila yung letter to the editor ko. Hindi talaga it really hurts me when legitimate media does this because as you know, I'm a very fierce advocate of freedom of the press.
So no need,
But it's also because there are responsibilities. Alam mo, lahat tayo magkakamali. Acknowledge you're wrong. Ilang beses na ako nag-apologize dito dahil nagkamali ako. Wala namang masama doon eh. Twice pa lang naman. But anyway, because there's an effort not to have any mistakes. Twice in 3 months is acceptable, I think. No? But we're all human. Hindi ko maintindihan kung why some press organizations deem it beneath them to apologize when they're clearly proven to be wrong.
So sir, no legal action?
Hindi ako naniniwala dyan. Freedom of expression nga ako eh. Kaya
Just move on.
Just move on. Ganyan naman po ang paniniwala rin ni Presidente. Ni minsan, hindi naman siya nagdemanda for libel. No? It's part of the job.
Patawarin
Let
na lang,
the public decide.
Okay, thank you, Ace Romero.
Kanina tinanong ni Senator Escudero, although in jest, sino na daw yung natira sa bahay. Ilang cabinet members ba yung umattend sa hearing?
Well, all I can say is wala po talaga natira sa Malacañang. Lahat po kaming nasa Malacañang nandoon sa Senado. And for good reasons. Kami lang naman po magkakasama dito.
Bakit?
Kami lang magkakasama yung mga Malacañang-based secretaries. No? Kami lang naman nagkikita rito. So natural, pag yung isa merong pagsusubok, magpapakita ka ng suporta.
So halimbawa, meron isang cabinet member, ibang cabinet member na nagkaroon nila ng ganong allegation. Ganon din, full force din po.
Well, kasi kami 6 lang kami magkakasama dito sa Malacañang. So, as expected, yung 6 naman nandoon.
Hindi, may mga ibang cabinet members pa doon.
Oh, well, may mga iba, konti, no? Si DOJ Secretary, si Solgen, sino si
ERC, si Solgen,
si Solgen,
Sandra
ganyan.
Cam.
Pero marami ding wala, you know what I'm saying? So, oo, yung mga availability rin. Pero ang full attendance talaga, yung mga kasama dito ni Sapgo sa Malacañang, no?
So, okay. So, para expression of support and solidarity yung...
Hindi lang solidarity. I guess it's a manifestation, no? And our way of communicating that we have nothing to hide. Alam mo kasi, any one of us is subject to this claim na naghihimaso kami. When in truth and in fact, because we have no portfolios, talagang magre-refer lang kami sa line agencies. All of us do that. Pero hindi naman ibig sabihin na palibasa refer namin sa line agency na naghihimaso kami. We're just doing our job because we can't do anything in relation to the complaint but refer them to the appropriate line agency.
So, hindi naman po apektado yung kanilang performance ng job?
Hindi po. Nagpe-press briefing ako. Ito yung trabaho ko.
Hindi, yung iba.
Diba?
Yung iba.
Political naman yung iba. Si ES naman, talagang nandun din naman siya, no? Si Deputy Executive Secretary with the rank of Cabinet, nandun din siya. Si Martin Andanar is there, no? And then si Cabsec. Ang absent pala si Presidential Legal Counsel. Oh. Baka naman humabol, no? Baka humabol. But, you know, there's only 6 of us seeing each other here, no?
Thank you, Secretary.
Oh, last questions?
Ako na lang.
Okay, Ace.
Statement na lang po dun sa pag-expel ng UST sa 8 law students na involved dun sa hazing ni Atty Castillo.
Well, we think it's the right step forward. Expelling them sends the message that our schools will not tolerate violence on our campuses. Although that's only the beginning. There will have to be criminal prosecution for violation of the anti-hazing law.
Thank you, Secretary.
Okay, thank you. Thank you, Malacañang Press Corps. Thank you, Presidential Spokesperson Harry Roque.
Thank you. Balik na ako sa Senado.
Okay, thank you, Malacañang Press Corps.
The question was asked you, di ba na siya?
Back to main studio sa Radyo Pilipinas, MPTV.
You have to be precise.